Hey, congratulations on making it through your first module. I hope you learned a lot of new shortcuts, and we're actually just getting started on our adventure. So let's continue on to module 2. We're going to talk about basic formatting here. So one of the great things about Excel is that it gives you more than one way to accomplish the same goal. So formatting is a wonderful example of this because it gives you a couple options of how to format your data. So you can always get to things using the format dialog box. However, there's also like these much quicker commands, and we're going to learn those in this chapter. So let's check those out. So you've got your format dialog box, Ctrl Shift F, and all your options are there. But if you want to do some quick formatting, there's also all these other hotkeys that you can remember. So many of you are familiar with, Ctrl B for bold, but we'll talk about some of the other ones that are not as popular. So you can always refer back to these keys in the lesson, and let's get started. These are some of the things we're going to start with. Bolding, italic, underlines, the format dialog box. That's really powerful. So let's just get into it. All right, so here's our data. The first thing I want to show you is that format dialog box, because if you forget everything else and you remember this is going to help you out immensely. So I just pressed Ctrl Shift F to pull this up, and we can pretty much do whatever we want here when it comes to formatting the cells. So if you remember before how to move around, you press the tab, and then you can get into the various sections. Let's give that ID a strike through. I don't know why you would do that, but let's do it. Bolding the cells. So bolding the cells is Ctrl B, and they were already bolded, so I'm going to unbold them, which is also Ctrl B. So let's do that again. Highlight those cells, Ctrl B. Highlight the cells, Ctrl B. Okay, so let's make all these emails, let's make them all italics. So we highlight them all, Ctrl I for italics. The next thing we're going to talk about is underlining the cells. A lot of times we underline cells for things like amounts. So we have amount for the sales over here, and let's total that up. If you remember the auto sum, alt and then that equal sign, and then there we go. So we have a total. Total doesn't look that great because you can't really tell it's like a cost amount. So let's change that. If you remember, we just talked about Ctrl Shift F. Now we can change the format. So let's tab through here when you get up to that very top. Now we can press the arrow keys, and what do we want to do? Let's tab again. Now we can change it. Let's use accounting, 2 decimal places. That looks great. Now you can tell it's $968,000 as opposed to jumble of numbers. So let's try our underline here. Control U, you get underline. So that's like the final total. We made it really official there. Oh, this is a cool one. Adding a border outline to the table, or a cell if you want. So let's border this. Control Shift and 7. And look, we have a border around the whole table now. And you can take that off. It's actually Control Shift and minus to take it back off. So that's a little different there. It might trip you up. But yeah, that's how you format in Excel.